Hi guys, it's Tafa once again on your screens. I decided to use today to compile all of the questions I've been receiving about the LSAT and then answer all of them, because it seems a lot of people have questions about the LSAT. I've been receiving emails, messages from Instagram, Facebook, just name it, everywhere. So I decided to compile everything today now that I have time and then address them one by one for you guys. As usual, if you like this video, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Share the video with your friends as well, and let's get started. Okay, so my first question today, let's see. Okay, so this was from YouTube. This was from a comment on my YouTube channel. He said, hi, please, how did you get your books for the LSAT? When it comes to the materials for my LSAT, I got them through my tutor. So I paid for the classes and then I got every material that I needed to study for the LSAT through my tutor. So that was how I got them. I don't know any other way to get them. I don't know if that's helpful, but if not, you can also go to the internet. I know of Kaplan, PowerScore, My Chemistry. Now you should probably go to Amazon and then, you know, put these words in there: Kaplan LSAT, My Chemistry, PowerScore. Yeah, you'll see those kind of books for the LSAT and then you can order them for yourself. I think I liked My Chemistry for the LR, logical reasoning. It's one of the sections in the LSAT. It was so helpful, so I hope that's helpful. Let's go to the next question. Second, let's see. No, it's the same. Oh, okay, good. I can just go this way. So the next person, also a comment on my YouTube. So assuming you have LLB degree in Ghana, do you have to undertake the JD in the US for the same period? No, you do not. I have a lot of friends in the LLM class. They are mostly Nigerians. They already did their LLB in Nigeria, so they are only doing their LLM, which is the master's, here in America. You do not have to do the JD all over again if you want to practice law. It would be ideal if you could do the JD again, because I would admit that makes getting jobs easier, because you actually study the law over here. But you don't have to. It's not a requirement. I know people who just did their LLM over here and then they are practicing law, so that also works. Okay, moving on to the next. This one also on YouTube. Thanks for this video. Sorry. Please, do you know of anyone preparing to write the LSAT here in Ghana? I am preparing to write this exam, and getting in touch with other people who are also preparing to write will be of a great help to me. Thank you. Okay, so to everyone who wants to get in touch with other students, send me a DM on Instagram, because I speak to other students. There are students who also reach out to me telling me they are studying for the LSAT by themselves, or other people I know through my tutor. Just all of you send me a DM. I could connect you guys to each other. So reach out to me on Instagram and then I will help you connect to other people if you're looking forward to that. Okay, so my Instagram handle is iam_Tafua, IAM_ my name, Tafua, TARFUAH. Yes, so all of you reach out to me. I'll find a way to connect you guys to each other and then you can study together, or I don't know what you guys want to do, but yeah, I can make that happen. Next, okay, so this was an email, quite a lengthy one. Good day, Miss Tafua. Please, I just came across your YouTube video where you talked about your experience writing the LSAT in Ghana, passing and gaining admission into law school in the States. I'm currently in my final year at Central University, Ghana, and would like to study law after my graduation. I actually started off as a law student, but due to the situation at Makola, my parents advised me to transfer to a business course. So please, I'd like to know how you were able to get the materials needed for the LSAT preparation, and if there are other people who are also going through the process. I'm also contemplating doing national service because I really just want to pursue law. Please, if there's any advice you would give me, I would appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Let's see. Okay, so her parents advised her to transfer to the business. I don't know if she's actually doing business or she's still doing the law. So I'll address both. If you're still doing the law, you can finish your LLB in Ghana. You don't have to go to Makola. Come here for your LLM. If you come here for your LLM and you want to practice here, it's possible, like I already addressed. If not, and you want to go back to Ghana to practice, you would have to go to Makola for, I think it's 6 months. Yeah, there's a 6-month period. You have to go to Makola for 6 months, and then you'd also be eligible to practice in Ghana. So there's that. If you are doing the business instead, if your parents advise you to switch to business and that's what you're doing, then if you study the LSAT and come here, you'd have to do your JD, because you would actually have to go to law school itself. So that's your JD. You would study for your JD, you become a lawyer over here, if you want to go back to Ghana, you have to go to Makola for 6 months again, and then you can also practice in Ghana. So those are your options. What else you want to do your national service? Well, this is what I'll say. The LSAT took me a very long time to master. It's quite difficult. It's not as easy as it sounds. So if you're going to do your national service, I would advise you take the LSAT during the period of your national service, because national service takes a year. It's too long to finish your national service and then start studying for the LSAT. I did both. So I was doing my national service and then I was taking my classes for the LSAT. And then because of that, I had more time after my national service to keep going. It takes time. I don't know how long it's going to take you. I've seen it take some people 2 years, others 1 year. So just get started as soon as you can. And then, yeah, get on the process. If there's any advice I would give you, yeah, just to save time. There's also one thing though. There's something my tutor always tells us. He says, the LSAT is a jealous wife. It's true. It hates you giving attention to anything else. And I saw that happen for me. If there's anything else that you're focused on, you're very hyper focused on right now, you probably can't combine it with the LSAT. It demands you study morning, afternoon, evening, weekends. When it calls you, you should be ready. So just consider all of that before you take the step. If you know you are busy with something, maybe you know you can't sacrifice work for the LSAT, you need to figure it out, because the LSAT, you really just can't combine it with anything and then prioritize anything over it. It's going to take you much longer than you need. So there's that as well. If there's any advice, I think that's what I'll tell you. Moving on to the next. This is also an email. Hey, okay, so here I was on YouTube and I came across your LSAT journey. Okay, quite an interesting journey, and congratulations to you. Thank you. I'm interested in the LSAT. I'm a final year student studying political science. It has always been my dream to study law one day. I'm clueless about how to start the LSAT process. I would love for you to guide me through everything. I hope to get a positive response soon. Thank you. Thank you. So political science, that's perfect. I also studied political science in University of Ghana, Legon, so this just works. When I was done with political science in Legon, like I said, I started the classes for the LSAT. At the same time, I was doing my national service. So I did that. I took the classes, and then when I found out that I was good enough to actually take the test, I did that. Then I applied to the schools, got the scholarship, went for my visa interview, and then I'm in law school. That's basically the process. So you're doing your national service, you're in your final year, take your time, don't start the classes. I'll advise you focus, because I told you the LSAT is too difficult. It will take too much time, too much attention. Finish your political science, get a good GPA, just try to raise it as much as you can. Finish it. After your graduation, take the classes, start studying for the LSAT, and you should be fine. All the best to you. Take it while you're doing your national service. I always tell people this, just it takes too long, so do it together and let's see how it goes. Let's see. Okay, so this was on Instagram. I love my Instagram people. Okay, in a lot of the law school vlogs I've watched, a lot of emphasis is placed on extracurricular activities, and I want to know if that's important, because I'm not really into any activities like that. Well, extracurricular activities, if I'm being honest, I do not have a drop of extracurricular activity in my bone, but I did do something though. So I joined a foundation, the New Horizon Foundation of the Blind. It was so I was volunteering there. I was managing their social media accounts for them. What they did is they manufacture apparatus to help visually impaired students study subjects like mathematics, because people like that in my country, I don't know about other countries, students like that in my country, they have a very difficult time studying mathematics and geometry courses like that. So they created tools to help visually impaired students study those courses properly. So that was a very good addition to my personal statement, and that helped in my admission process. So I'm not sure about extracurricular activities, but you can find something meaningful to be a part of, and I think that would look really good on your personal statement. If not, girl, just get involved in some extracurricular activities, do something. Yeah, you should be okay. So as to the extracurricular activities, the schools place a lot of emphasis on community service. There are a lot of people who have good GPAs, who have good LSAT scores. So what makes you different from the rest? It's your community service. I remember my tutor told me he once went with a group of his friends. They traveled all the way to some villages in Ghana, like villages we've probably never even heard of. I had never heard of them. They went there, they volunteered, and then they taught little children how to read, how to calculate mathematics, stuff like that. Children who couldn't afford to go to school, and they stayed there for months in those villages helping them, and they documented all of these things. Things like this look great on your personal statement. It sets you apart from the rest of the candidates. So they really emphasize community service. If you could find something you could contribute to in your community, that would also really look very good on your personal statement. I hope that helps as well. And I'm gonna go on to the next Instagram. Okay. Oh, this person said, I want to do my undergraduate course in USC. So can you please suggest some courses for me, and can I know the procedures? Okay, so this came because this person was telling me she wanted to do the LSAT, but she was now thinking of her undergraduate course first. And undergraduate course in the USC, this is what I would say. Pick any course you can excel at. It doesn't really matter. I think people think to do law you have to do political science or something, philosophy or something. No, pick something you're passionate about, do it. All you need to do is excel in that undergraduate course. After that, law school, you'll sail through. So it doesn't really matter what undergraduate course you're doing, as long as you do very well in it, and then you can start studying for your LSAT. That's what I would say. So don't worry too much about picking the right course. That just depends on you. I don't know what you're passionate about. Pick something you're good at, excel at it, law school will be ready for you. Moving to next, again on Instagram. Okay, so I am asking if you need a recommendation from I'm asking if you need a recommendation from your undergraduate lecturer or your boss from work will do. So from what I remember, you need 3 recommendation letters. 2 should be from school, your professors, and then 1 should be from your boss at work. So 1 should be professional, and then 2 should be from school. That's just ideal. There are some schools that demand only 2, but just have 3. 3 is ideal, just in case, because you apply to a number of schools. 2 from school, 1 from work. 3 recommendation letters works perfect. There are also non-traditional students. There are people who have completed school like 10 years ago who just don't know where their professors are. So you don't necessarily need, I know there are other people who don't necessarily need recommendation letters from schools. They basically get everything from work because they've been working for so long. But in an ideal situation, like what the schools would actually want is what I said, 2 from school, 1 from work. If that's not possible, I think I also spoke to someone recently who was rather getting 2 from work and 1 from school. Just depends on the school you're applying to. Schools are different. Just look at what your school wants, because it will put its requirements over there, and then follow it. Moving on to the next, again Instagram. This person said, hey, I couldn't find your email, but I would like to know your answers to these questions from the YouTube comments. What questions are those? Let's see. Oh yes, so does the LSAT guarantee a fully funded scholarship? It depends on the school. Every school has their cutoff points in the LSAT score. So the LSAT starts from 120, and then the highest score is 180. There's a school where their cutoff point is 170. Another school has their cutoff point at 160. So if you're applying to a school whose highest score is 160 and you had a 165, just look at that. You're guaranteed for a full scholarship. What I would say is it depends on the school you're applying to, your score, and then their score requirement. If you did so better than what they even put on their limits, then you are guaranteed. Sometimes you don't even need to do that good, but if you're within the range of what they want, you're still guaranteed. Basically, it just depends on the school's requirements and then your score that you had. So I wouldn't say necessarily that the LSAT guarantees a full scholarship. It just depends on the school that you're applying to. Every school has a different score limit they want. How did you prepare for the LSAT? How did I prepare for the LSAT? I think I documented this in one of my YouTube videos, like how I moved from, it's titled How I Moved from Ghana to Law School in the States. Yes, you'll see the whole process. It's just taking the classes, studying my ass off, registering for the exam, taking the exam. That's it. There's no magic to it. So I took the classes, I studied. That was basically my preparation process. It's all documented in that video. Let me look further next. This one says, hi, please, I watched your YouTube video about the LSAT for Ghana. I wanted to ask about the application for law school that the tutor provides. Are they able to help you get a full scholarship? Again, so this is what we're saying. The scholarship depends on your score. So it depends on how well you do and then the school you want to go to. If your score tallies with what they want, they will give you the full scholarship. You have nothing to worry about. If not, you might have to lower your standards and apply to schools whose score limits are within the range of what you also had. Okay, that's it. Oh, someone asked what was the price for the tutoring and application fee. How do I put this? So when did I write? We're in 2023. I wrote in 2022. Yes. So the price then, I'm not sure it has been increased. That's why I put my tutors number on there. I think I will do that again so that you can call and make the inquiries. But the last time I checked, converting to dollars, I should say like $250. It was within that range, $250 to $300 the last time I checked for the price. But you would have to contact the tutor because inflation, price change, all of that. I would say a year ago. I don't know how things are right now. You'd have to call and make those inquiries yourself. This one says, good morning, sis. Please, I have decided to take the LSAT exam in November. Please, with regard to the scholarship, wow, are full scholarships guaranteed? And if yes, did it cover everything, including accommodation, tuition, and plane tickets? I know you have a busy schedule, but I would appreciate it if you can help me with the answer. Okay. Okay. So I've already answered the scholarship. I think I've done that twice already. Scholarship means school fees. Let's all understand that today, once and for all. Scholarship means school fees, period. I know of some schools that would give scholarships and they would even give you extra money to take care of yourself. It's rare, but I've seen it happen. Generally, however, scholarship just means school fees. Please, no school is going to pay for your plane ticket. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Your scholarship is not going to take care of food and accommodation. It means school fees. The rest is on you. So they're taking care of your school fees. You get to take care of the rest. You buy your own plane ticket, you come, you take off your own feeding accommodation. Yeah, stuff like that. So scholarship, school fees, done. Okay. Oh, so this person is asking if a GPA of 2.9, second lower, can get her into law school over here. It can. I've seen people with second lower GPAs come here and get into really good schools. What I would say is if you know you have a low GPA, then you're gonna have to put a lot of effort into your LSAT so that you get a really good LSAT score, which can make up for your low GPA. It goes in the reverse the same way. If you have a very high GPA and your LSAT is maybe below average or average, you still have a good shot. Just make sure that one of them is good, is too good. So GPA and LSAT, you're applying with both. GPA is really good. If LSAT is average, you're still good. GPA is very low, LSAT is really good, you're still good to go. So if you know you didn't really do well in school, make sure you do very well in your LSAT and you'll still be good to go. A second lower GPA doesn't matter, you'll still get into law school here with a full scholarship. It's possible. Yeah. This one says, please, I'm here to register in either April or June. Please, which month do you think is advisable? Which month do I think is advisable? Okay, let's see. There was this rumor I had when I first started the LSAT that the June tests were the most difficult test, but I wrote in June. Do I agree? I don't know. I don't know. This is what I'll say. The month doesn't matter. The month you want to write in, forget it. What matters is that you are ready. If you are studying for the LSAT, test yourself. It's a time test, 4 sections, 35 minutes per section. Time yourself, solve the entire prep test, look at your score. If your score was in 150, meanwhile you know the school you want to go to, they are looking for a score of 170. You're not ready to write yet. Take your time, keep studying, keep practicing till you get there. So it's not about which month is better to write in. No, it's about, am I ready to write? Has my score reached the limit that the school is asking for? If it hasn't, you're not ready to write. So please put that out of mind. Should I write in January or October? No, it's, are you ready to write? Is your score good now? If it's not, take your time, continue practicing. That's what I'll say. Okay, and the last question was, please, which school would you advise I apply to? So based on what I said, it depends on the school's scores. So forget about the schools for now. Just practice, start practicing, and build up your score for the LSAT. If you realize you've hit a score, maybe you are in the 165 range, I don't know, maybe you're in the 165 range, that's when you start looking for schools that have their limit as 165, that have their highest student scoring 165. You start looking for those kind of schools, researching them, seeing if you are interested in those schools. I can't tell you apply to this or apply to that, especially because I know most of you are looking for full scholarships. So first, figure out your score, and then we'll start looking at the schools that had your scores as their highest, if that makes sense. In that case, then you can start applying to those schools. It doesn't make sense to get a 150 and apply to a school whose score is 175. You're wasting your time and your money. You're not going to get in. If you get in, you're definitely not getting a scholarship. If you get a scholarship, God must have spoken to the law faculty. I'm sorry, it's not happening. So first build your score, and then worry about the school after. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this one said, good morning, B. How are you doing? I'm interested in studying for my master's in law in the States, and I would like you to help me out on the LSAT. Okay, so about the LSAT registration, does it include? Yeah, it includes all the materials you need to study for the LSAT. I'm talking about my tutor. I don't know about other places, but for my tutor, I was given all the materials I needed to study for the LSAT. Yes, and then, can a GPA of 3.5 get me into law school with scholarship? Baby, a GPA of 3.5 will get schools emailing you and begging you to come to them. Congratulations, you're good to go. 3.5, you can actually relax and study for the LSAT. You get an above average score, you'll be fine. You'll get a lot of schools will be emailing you, telling you to come to them. You're good. Even second class lower schools, they are begging them to come. How much more you? 3.5, you're good to go. Okay, let's see. Wow, it's a lot of questions. Whew. So this one says, Tafa, good day. You mentioned that all law schools offer scholarships. I wanted to know if you had to email some of the lecturers in order to gain those scholarships. No, you don't email anyone. When it's in your school application process, when you apply for the law school, you just apply for the scholarship with it as well. You don't have to email anyone asking for a scholarship, nothing like that. Just all of that is just involved in your application process. Do you have to get a good score, or do you need to write to them or something? Like I said, it's about your score. If your score is within the range of what the school wants, then they will offer you a scholarship. That's how it works. So we are not emailing anyone to ask for any scholarship, nothing like that. Lastly, please don't vex. Oh, your questions don't vex me, please. I went back to watch your video and you keep mentioning the tutor in the institution, but I didn't get a name. I will put the name of my tutor, Mr. Fred, and his number. I will put it down there in the video so that you guys can reach out to him. Tell him Tafa sent you. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was the exam? Any tips to help? You said you were you were studying and schooling. How were you able to manage? I wasn't studying and schooling. I was studying and doing my national service. Okay, so I'm going from, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was the exam? 11. That's how hard it was. I won't lie, in the beginning, I needed God. I needed God, is all I can say. But as I started studying, as I started practicing, I got better at what I was doing, and then it became fairly easier. Let me choose my words carefully. Yeah, but in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie to anyone, the first 3 to 6 months, if you don't give up in your first 3 to 6 months, then congratulations, you probably won't give up after that. But that's the trial period. People usually drop out. First 3 to 6 months, you're like, I can't do this, out. But if you're able to persevere after that, you'll be good. You'll get your score. Don't worry. God is in control. Any tips to help? Consistently practicing. I keep telling my students I was practicing about 5 prep tests per week. I was solving about 5 prep tests a week, doing my blind reviews. If I had questions wrong, I would contact my tutor. I had this wrong, could you explain it to me? You know, it was just consistently practicing and studying. If you're not doing that and you're solving maybe 1 prep test per week, no, 1 prep test a week is terrible. It's the worst. No, at least if you're gonna be lazy at this, at least at the very minimum, do 3 prep tests a week, and then take your time and then do proper blind review. Make sure that the questions you had wrong, you get proper explanations for them so that it doesn't happen again when you are solving the next week. That's how to go about it. If there are any tips, that's what, it's consistent practicing. And I'll say God, yeah, let your family pray for you. That's it. Yeah. Next. Okay, Tafa, good morning, hope you are good. I wanted to know, if let's say you decide to attend law school in California, does that mean you can only practice in California? Oh boy. No, it does not mean you can only practice in California. So it's a federal state. Each state has its own bar exam. So we are all studying the law, yes, but right now, okay, so right now I'm in Illinois. I'm going to write the Illinois bar exam. But if I change my mind after practicing for some time and say I want to move to New York to practice in New York, I'll have to take the New York bar exam. And then if I pass it, I'll have a license. I'll be eligible to practice in New York. That's how it works. You don't have to go to another law school in New York to practice in New York. You just take the bar. Basically, you schooled in California doesn't mean you only get to practice in California. That's not how it works. You take the bar exam of another state, you can practice there. I know some of my law professors, they are eligible to practice in about 20 states. That's how many bar exams they've taken. Just imagine that. So it's possible. This one says, are you doing a JD or LLM? I'm doing a JD. No, I did political science in Ghana. I didn't go to law school in Ghana at all. So I'm doing a JD, which is what I need to do if I want to practice. I saw a video on YouTube and the woman made it seem like using the JD route wasn't right. Okay, so JD, America is different from Africa and UK in this sense. In Ghana and in the UK, law is an undergraduate course. What that means is, immediately you are done with your senior high school, you can go to law school in Ghana or in the UK. That is different from America. In America, law is a postgraduate course. That means that after high school, you can't just go to law school. You need to go to college and do some course in college. After that, you apply for law school. After 4 years of college, you apply for law school. So that makes the American system different. So after your college degree, when you apply to go to law school, you're going to do your JD, which is what would have been your LLB in Ghana. Now, if you already did your LLB in Ghana, there's no need to come do your LLB JD all over again over here. No, you can just do your LLM, which is the master's, and then practice. However, like I said, I have seen that it's quite difficult for people who do their LLBs in Ghana, come here to do their LLMs to get jobs in the market. The law firms here usually prefer that you did a JD here in this country. Not saying it's not possible, it's just much harder for you. So that's the difference between the JD and the LLM. LLM is master's. If you've already done your LLB, please just come and do your LLM. It works as well. If not, if you know you are like me, you did political science or some other course that was not law in Ghana, then coming here, you're coming to do your JD. Okay. How many questions do I have left? Let me see. 1, 2. Oh, okay, 2 more. This one says the LSAT is taken in Ghana, right? Yeah, it's I think after the COVID, we started doing it online. So basically any country you can just take it. It's flex. I don't know if they are moving back to doing it physically, going to the embassy, but the last time I checked, we were doing it online. So yeah. And this one says, and can you take it without an LLB background? So just like I said, I didn't have an LLB background. I did political science, and yet I took it. So yes, you can. Next, if you don't mind, can you tell me some of the law schools you applied to, especially those that offer scholarships? They do offer scholarships. They all offer scholarships. As long as your score is within their range, you will get your scholarship. So telling you the schools are fine. There's University of Nebraska. There's why am I blanking out? I applied to quite a number of schools. Okay, so there's University of Nebraska, there's Georgetown Law Center, there's basically go to this website, okay, US News Law School Rankings. It has ranked all the law schools. I think it's the top 100 law schools. It has ranked all of them. It has given you their LSAT score requirements if you want to apply to those schools. So you look at their scores, and then as you started studying, you just ask yourself, oh, this school is looking for 175. Am I capable of getting a 175? Yes. Okay, then I can apply to the school. Do I think I'm capable of getting 175? No. Okay, let me look for a school that is looking for 165. Yeah, so it's just a matter of me telling you the schools I apply to won't help if your score still doesn't meet their requirements. So LSAT, US News Law School Rankings, just Google that. You get all the law schools, the top 100 law schools with their LSAT score requirements, and that helps. Okay. Lastly, where did you register for the LSAT and how did you prepare for it? Okay, where did I register for the LSAT? I registered for it with my tutor. My tutor actually registered it for me. So when I was done studying with him, when he realized I was prepared, ready to go, I just made, I paid the money to him, and then he registered my account. He did all of those processes for me. We were in an American corner in Accra. So I think it's East Legon. I will put my tutor's number there. I'm sorry, I've forgotten some of these things, but I can put his number there. His name is Mr. Fred. You contact him and you have all the answers you need. Right. So the last person. I read political science in KNUST and I want to do law outside. So if you could share your process with me, that would be great. Okay. Process. Again, finished political science and English in University of Ghana, Legon. Started my classes. I paid for classes with my tutor. I started studying for the LSAT. So after 3 months of the actual, okay, let me just go into details for this part. After 3 months of the classes, I started joining Zoom sessions where I was added to this Zoom group with other students. Our tutor would give us an assignment. So we would solve a prep test every week. Our wrong questions, we would come and meet on Zoom. We would discuss our wrong questions with the tutor. He would explain to us what we did wrong. So we kept practicing that way. Every month, he would also hold a mock test for us. So we would come, he would put us in the exam condition, and then he would time us, and then we would solve. So when he was done and then he marked, we would all get to see our scores. Like if the score we had, if we had actually sat for the LSAT, we know that's exactly what we would have had because he timed us, he put us in the same exam conditions, and then we wrote it. So he did that for us monthly. So we saw our scores gradually rising until we got to a point where like, wow, this is actually my score. I'm ready to write, I'm there. So that was the process for the whole LSAT preparation. And then, yeah, so after that, it got to the next step of applying to schools. I had to go to University of Ghana, go get a copy of my transcripts. I went for a certified copy of my school certificate. I went for recommendation letter from 2 of my professors. I went to my national service boss, my supervisor, for a recommendation from him as well. So that made 3 recommendation letters. What else did I need? Personal statements, wrote that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically it. And then I applied to the schools. And then I heard back from the schools. I think I applied to about 8 schools. I got admitted to about 6 out of them. About 6 out of them also gave me full scholarships. Yes. So basically, this is the process. I hope every question has been answered to your satisfaction. If not, again, my Instagram is _Tafua, _Tafua, IAM_TARFUAH. My email is B Owusu, capital B and then owusu, OWUSU 020 at st.ugin.edu.gh. It's my University of Ghana email. I will put all of that in the description box along with my tutor's number and name, so that yes, if you have any more questions, that could help. It was nice speaking to all of you. I will see you next week. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends for anyone who needs answers on these kind of questions. And I will see you next time. Bye.